whole generation of adult human beings now exist that weren't born when we made the movie you're about to see. And now look at us all, respectable and grown up. We're delighted to share the movie with you. How many of you have seen this movie before somehow or other? All right, a fair few, but some people have never seen it before, so I hope you really enjoy it.
Just to let you know what it's going to be in store, we're going to watch the feature film Call of Cthulhu. It's about 47 minutes long. Right after that, we're going to roll into a humorous making of to let you see the movie making magic that made this magic movie happen. And then right after that, we've got some fabulous prizes to be given away by the lovely team at Chaosium, and some fabulous prizes of our own. So if you have, I think they give you a numbered raffle tickety sort of thing, so hang on to those, because those will be key to prize distribution policies. Yes?
Is there spiders in this, just out of curiosity?
Are there spiders in there? Are you talking about in the theater, on your seat, or on the screen?
Yes.
This is Australia in general we won't speak for, but the motion picture is remarkably low in spiders.
Yeah, I don't think there are any number of multi-armed things, but none of them are arachnids.
Wonderful, thank you.
I also know if any of you here are card-carrying members of the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, you are eligible for a bonus stamp for your card just for being in this room tonight. We'll distribute those after the movie, just like the raffle prizes. I have them with me in my bag.
And once raffle prizes are dished out, we'll have a Q&A and just an informal chat. So if you got things you want to talk about, ask about, whatever, that's why we're here. So enough of us blathering on. Let's watch the Call of Cthulhu, please. All right, to our left in the fez there is the lovely talented Michael Bryan of Chaosium.
We have got a special prize draw, so hopefully you all grabbed a ticket on the way in. And what we're going to do is we're doing the Q&A. We've got quite a few prizes over here, so what we'll do is we'll do a prize or two at a time, and then we'll do a few more questions, and we'll do a few more prizes, and then we'll wind up. So the way we'll do this is, I bought this fez for a very good reason. I'm going to put all the tickets in the fez.
The Fez of Wonders.
This is cool. But anyway, we'll start off with the Q&A, so take it away, guys.
All right. Well, before we do that, I think I'm speaking for you as well as for me, but we would actually like to offer an apology, having seen Call of Cthulhu a great many times projected.
Yeah, this was apparently shot in the original JPEG format.
This seems to be something of lower resolution than like 15-year-old YouTube. I'm not sure what happened to the movie we made to make it look like that. It doesn't really look like that. Yeah. So, and when you go behind the scenes and it looks better than the movie does.
Something's gone amiss. But
something was amiss. So anyway, our apologies for that. We unfortunately don't get to see the movie before you guys did, and that's how it was looking tonight. So should you cross paths with it again, you'll be able to read the print, and it won't be all blocky and jaggy and weird. And but there it is. We appreciate your patience in sitting through it all the same.
Yes,
it was challenging for us. Mob, do you want to are you ready for the first prize? And then we'll move on.
I am ready for the first prize.
Okay.
Maybe you could explain what you have here.
Yes, we can. So we have brought from the HPLHS archives. We've done a series of Miskatonic University monographs.
Yes. Will you do it as a set or one by one?
I thought one at a time so more people could share in the fun.
Okay. So Miskatonic University monographs. This is the first one we did. The archaeological interpretations of myth patterns in the iconography of the Codex Beltran Escovy. It's basically the story of how the Shoggoths rebelled against the elder things in Antarctica as told through the lens of Aztec art.
Draw a ticket.
All right, and the lucky winner is number purple. What are we doing?
Purple 7.
Purple 7.
Hey, there's the winner of the first. Awesome.
One more.
Sure, let's do one more. Mr. Leman, why don't you tell them about this?
The second monograph title is The Curious Sea Shanty Variants of Innsmouth, Massachusetts, and it comes with the album of the actual shanties, the way they sang them in Innsmouth.
Congratulations. Okay.
So it's all the lyrics annotated with the lore of the sea songs of the Innsmouth sailors.
And our lucky winner is Purple 18.
Purple 18.
18.
No, they left. Who could blame them?
Oh, yeah, it was those crunchy JPEG.
Yes, I'm trying to.
Here we go. Purple 85.
Purple 85.
85.
Hey!
All right. So now we've gotten you got the gist of how all this works. We can field a few questions for you, or anything you want to talk about for independent filmmaking. We've done it a couple times. So, anybody? Yes.
Was that a pizza cutter that used to slash his eye out?
Oh.
I think we
No,
have the same
it's-
sort of code.
It's called an ulu knife, and it's a traditional.
It's a traditional Inuit knife. It's used for scraping blubber off walrus and seal skins. So it's a curved-bladed type of thing. It would make a pretty decent
excellent-
pizza cutter if the pizza was pretty small, but they usually, again, use it on skins. And we had, I don't know where that came from, but we had a
I don't either.
ulu that we used. So that's what that was.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
I know you guys also went to do The Whisper in Darkness as a film, but if you had a chance to do another Lovecraft adaptation, which one would you choose out of his stories?
I think so the question was if we could do another Lovecraft film, what would we do? A pretty good candidate if resources weren't an issue. At the Mountains of Madness, I think would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a hard
Yeah.
one to do because of the snow and ice vehicles and stuff.
We also worked pretty hard actually developing a treatment to do The Shadow Out of Time as a motion picture. That
like
also
Australia.
would,
Yeah, you
that
can
also
come
would-
film it on location here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That crossed our mind.
that's one of the reasons we haven't done it yet.
But yeah, anybody else? Yes.
This was touched on in the making of, so I apologize. But the set design and prop design is fantastic in this film. Can you talk about some of the challenges of doing that on a budget?
Thank you for saying nice things about the set and prop design in the show, and what are the challenges of doing it on a budget? The budget actually was in some ways quite a benefit and not so much a challenge, because it did force us to, do things in miniature that if we'd had more resources, we might have blown them on. I know that David Robertson, who shot and edited the film, and you saw him in the making of, the idea of doing boats on the ocean, he really, if he'd had his way, we would have had real boats on the real ocean, and we couldn't do it that way. So having to do them in miniature and with very stagey techniques, I think served the project better than it would have been if we had used a real boat on the real ocean.
I would also say, in trying to recreate the aesthetics of 1920 silent films, particularly the German expressionist films, you look at the sets in a film like, say, Dr. Caligari, they're not meant to be real, and the staircase isn't meant to be real. It's evoking and creating another world, and those types of really theatrical sets also take light really well. And that was something that, so as Andrew was saying, in some ways it actually really helped us. And to create a world that is aesthetically a little more removed from our own. We're not creating reality as it is. We're creating kind of a symbolic representation of reality. And over the course of the film, it begins much more with symbolic representations of Cthulhu. And over the course of it, by the end, it's actually a real, tangible entity as it sort of gets manifested into life.
One of my attitudes going in was, It's okay with me if you can tell it's a miniature boat. I just want you to think it's a really cool miniature boat. Speaking of challenges and miniature boats, one of my personal challenges is all the smoke coming out of the smokestacks on that boat is me puffing on cigarettes underneath. It was terrible.
Filmmaking, it's glamorous.
Let's do some more prizes.
Let's. What is next for us, Mom?
I will do some Call of Cthulhu.
Ooh, Call of
There you go.
Cthulhu stuff.
Call of Cthulhu, when Cthulhu comes up out of the sea as they're trying to flee in the boat, we're totally ripping off the cover of the Call of Cthulhu rulebook from the 1980s. That Cthulhu is the one burned into my brain from playing that game.
So we've got some Call of Cthulhu dice.
Nice.
That's cool. And we have the leatherette version of the Call of Cthulhu.
Wow.
This
Can I win that?
That's better than what we brought.
Let's do the dice first.
Okay, dice first. Here we go. And our lucky winner is stuck together. It is purple 84.
Purple 84, we have
Hey, there we go.
Next to purple 85.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Nice for you.
right.
And now we're going to do the Call of Cthulhu Leatherette Keeper Rulebook and Investigator Handbook.
Both all at once.
Both all at once. Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Going down to the bottom of the fez for this one. Winner is green 75.
Green 75.
Green 75 is winner. Green 75 going once. Oh, way at the back. Congratulations. We're going to send our lovely and talented show cultist up to deliver those for you.
While he's doing that, let's have a few more questions and then we'll do the last draw of the evening.
Yes.
How regularly are you touring this around internationally?
I'm sorry, are we regularly touring it around?
How regularly?
Oh, irregularly. When it first came out in 2005, it played film festivals all over the world. We were totally unprepared for how warmly fans embraced it. It was really great for it. Now, what tends to happen is film festivals hither and yon might be doing a Lovecraft themed year or something like that, and they'll contact us and arrange a screening for it. So it's playing the Imagine Film Fest in Amsterdam is coming up in a month or two, and it's that sort of thing. It's a now and again type thing. But if you're interested in seeing it, certainly you can Google up screenings of it, and hopefully there's
One thing that's interesting about the screenings that happen now is we occasionally get inquiries from musicians saying, "I want to screen your movie, but with my music." The musical score you heard tonight was composed by actually 4 different composers. Mostly Troy Neese was responsible for much of it, but we also had Ben Holbrook and Nick Pavkovic and Chad Pfeiffer even wrote and recorded one of the cues in what you heard tonight. But there have been a number of heavy metal bands who want to do their own soundtrack to the film. It's going to screen in a 20th anniversary screening theoretically up in Portland, and they're talking about having a live organ accompaniment to that screening the way they would have done it in 1926 or 27. So that'll be interesting to see. We love the music that the guys wrote for the film. It really brings it to life. But it's also interesting to see it screened with a live accompaniment written by someone else entirely.
It's also just a quick note on music. It's interesting to see it screened with no music at all.
Yeah.
It's agonizing.
It takes so much longer.
The difference that the music makes when you don't have the spoken word to help it along. The music is telling you what to feel and driving the pace of the story. It's such a key part of it. So we remain super grateful for the work those guys did in doing it. So somebody way in the back had a question. Yeah, against the back wall.
Thank you. There's a microphone.
Ooh, look at this customer service.
We were stepping it up.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I just wanted to say, the 2 questions. Speaking of music, you guys were in a soundtrack for Chaosium roof, would you actually make a movie? I mean, there's YouTube clips that are pretty funny.
Yeah, so boy, even before this, a bajillion and 5 years ago, we did a project kind of as a gag thing called A Shuggoth on the Roof, which imagined a Lovecraftian Broadway musical. And we kicked around the idea for a while, and
We wrote just parts of a couple of numbers. We did a mockumentary film of it. And for that mockumentary, we wrote just little snippets of some of the numbers we imagined. And some people didn't realize that the mock part of the mockumentary went over their heads. So we got a lot of people saying, well, where can I hear the rest of the music for Shuggoth on the Roof? So we went ahead and wrote the entire show and all the songs. And
as often happens with us, things spun wildly out of control. The show had its premiere in Stockholm, Sweden in 2006, or when, I don't even...
Well, it was a long
time ago. So it really is a thing. If somebody threw a ton of money our way and said, I wanted to make a movie of The Shuggoth on the Roof, I'd say sure.
We tried to produce it on stage in the States a number of years ago, but the Bach and Harnick estates, they were about to revive the real show Fiddler on the Roof on Broadway at the time, and they were very nervous that we were stepping on their toes, so they put an end to the production that was planned in Chicago. But that would have been fun.
And oddly enough, it turns out that Sheldon Harnick's son is a huge Lovecraft fan, so everything ended up getting worked out a couple years after that. So go figure. But who knows?
The movie version would depend on their cooperation.
I think we'd have to ask them. Yeah. Sorry, was there a second part to that?
Yes, thank you. Are you enjoying your time in Melbourne?
Very much. Enjoying our time in Melbourne.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's my first trip to Australia, and Melbourne is beautiful.
Yeah, it's my third time here, and I'm delighted to be back. Australians you're lovely people and very kind and gracious, and we're happy to be here.
Speaking of that, Sean and Andrew are both guests at Chaosium Australia, which is happening this weekend at the Moonee Valley Racing Club, which is not too far from here. I know that quite a few people in the audience are coming to the convention. If anyone else would like to come, just go visit the Chaosium website. You can see where the links are to the tickets, and you can talk to these chaps all weekend. But what we'll do right now is another prize draw.
Let's do it.
The last 2 and 10. You want to tell people what
Sure.
it is?
Andrew, why don't you tell them about that one?
The third of the Miskatonic University monographs is a discovery of fragments of Kitab al-Azif at Haran. It is the gripping story of a fragment of the original Arabic version of the Necronomicon that was found at a site in what is now Syria. So yeah, how about that?
And it's going home with the person who has the ticket green 99.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey! 99 is on it.
perfect. Well done, green 99. And to keep things moving along, we'll go ahead and find a home for the last one, which is our newest one, which is Liber Oblitus, a reading of an unreadable book. In the tradition of the Voynich manuscript, we found a Lovecraftian counterpart to it, and it's very strange, and it could be yours. It's going home with Purple 1. Oh!
All right, are there any last questions? Yes, actually we've got a few there, so Sean.
Back to work. Okay, back wall. I'm going to go the further one. There you go. There you go. Perfect.
How long did it take from going from the mindset of we're going to make a movie to, oh, if we're going to make a movie, it has to be black and white and it has to be silent for it to work?
How long did it take to go from the idea of making it to facing the facts that we didn't know what we were doing?
Is it like 45 seconds?
Yeah, about that long.
It was actually pretty quick. We had seen at the H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival a film that was really inspirational. It was
The Old Man and the Goblins. It was a black and white stop motion puppet film. It was made in the 80s, but it was made to look like it was made in the 19-teens by Mark Caballero and Seamus Walsh, who were two very talented stop motion animators. And it was just short. It's like 4 minutes long, but it's this really beautiful, like German expressionist puppet film. And we saw that in Portland and thought that might be the way to make the Call of Cthulhu work on film. Because it has this dreamlike, surrealistic quality, and it's puppets, so we don't have to spend $20 million. We could spend, $20,000 and pull it off. So that film was very inspirational.
It's also, the Call of Cthulhu was written in 1926, and part of the aesthetic we ended up settling on was wouldn't it be interesting to, if instead of being an obscure New England writer, Lovecraft was actually, a famous Hollywood screenwriter in 1926, what might this have looked like if it were executed as a film at the time he wrote it? So that was part of the decision to...
And it also, then no one has to actually say his name or the crazy stuff that the cultists say or the city where he lives, so nobody can pronounce it wrong, and the audience will hear it in their mind the way they think it should sound, so it will never pull you out of the story to go, oh, that's not how you pronounce that name. Yeah.
All right, I think there were arms over there. Yes, how about you?
Well, you just said then that Lovecraft wrote Hollywood films at the time. Could you tell us the times of any that weren't necessarily based on his story?
Oh, sure. No, what I was suggesting is we were imagining what if...
Wouldn't it have been fun if he had been rich and famous in his own lifetime instead of 70 years after?
Yeah, he was actually pretty he was pretty disappointed in most of the films of his era. He saw a lot of movies, and most of them made a very poor impression on Mr. Lovecraft. So, yeah. Anybody else? Yeah. How about in the middle there? Yep.
How was the writing process in terms of adapting it and going from like the short story to your finished script?
Yeah, it was an interesting challenge because part of what, at least for me, part of what goes wrong in a lot of adaptations of Lovecraft stories is Lovecraft gets chucked out the window, and we have some movie that has a title based on a Lovecraft story, and it's about a bunch of sorority sisters, and it leaves the things we liked about the original story completely out. So in doing this, we wanted to try and keep the language and the atmosphere, which are really hallmarks of Lovecraft's writing, keep them alive in the motion picture. The challenge was to try and distill it down and simplify it as much as possible, so we could understand and follow the story through a series of title cards as the film goes on.
And the nested structure of story within story within story, we felt it was important to keep, and I think it works well. The only thing we really couldn't pull off was the battle between the Emma and the Alert on the high seas, where the two crews attack each other. So that had to get cut just because.
Yeah, and there's some unpleasant racial baggage that goes with that. There's nobody in the world needs that. So they
Probably got time for one more question.
One more.
Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? You pick, Andrew. You were the director.
Closest to me here in this row.
Can you tell us a bit about how you created the actual climactic Cthulhu effect?
Yeah, Cthulhu himself is a stop-motion puppet shot in the traditional manner. A very nice guy, machined us a gorgeous traditional ball and socket armature out of aluminum and other metal, and then I sculpted a clay head which was cast in foam latex, and the wings are a combination of foam latex and slip cast latex. The body is all fabric. He's still standing on the bookshelf at headquarters today. All his latex parts have badly disintegrated, as latex does over time, but all of his fabric parts look the same today as they looked the day we shot the film. So yeah, he has a little battery pack underneath his skin in the back, and 2 Christmas tree lights for eyes, which were crucially important, as it turns out, when we were doing the animating, because that's the only thing you could really see. So it was by tracking the 2 little Christmas tree lights of his eyes that we were able to move him and keep the shot in gear. Yeah, it was time consuming, but I'm personally quite happy with how he looks.
And I was just going to add that in the stop motion work that Andrew did, you probably created 4 or 5 minutes of footage, of which 6 or 7 seconds appear in the actual film. So, but yeah, sorry.
He loves to point out how much work I do that gets cut. So.
Otherwise, it wouldn't get acknowledged.
So true. It's for my good.
That's right. Looks great. So, ladies and gents, thank you so much for coming out this evening to see the Call of Cthulhu with Sean and Andrew as our special guests. Let's give them a huge round of applause.
And let me return the thanks to Michael O'Brien and all the cast and crew at Chaosium for bringing us out. If you don't already have tickets to come to Chaosium Con starting on Saturday, Sunday, you should by all means come see it.
So what we'd like to do now, particularly if you have come in Call of Cthulhu cosplay tonight, you are most welcome to come down and have a photo taken with Sean and Andrew here at the front of the stage. We'd like to get a really nice group photo of everybody who has come decked out. I can see there's quite a few cultists, a few professors from Miskatonic University, some flappers and some other people. So we'd really like you to come down and have a photo taken down here at the front of the stage. Anyway, thank you so much for coming this evening. We really appreciate it. The stars were right, and these guys are stars. Thank you.